So in today's video, I'm going to be previewing Bradford City versus Barrow AFC. Then in the second part of today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys my Game Week 30 League 2 score predictions. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could channel it 70 likes on today's preview, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are now on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Don't forget as well to get your score predictions in for this game down in the comment section down below. And what would your starting 11 be as well? It's going to be another tough one. Obviously, Barrow are on a pretty rocky run of form at this moment in time. The reverse game was absolutely incredible. The first away game of the season. Obviously, we go 2-1 down. Andy Cook comes on off the bench to equalise in the 95th minute. Barrow go up the other end and win it again in the 97th minute. It was an absolutely crazy game. If you've not already checked out the matchday vlog from that one, it's certainly one you do need to check out. Fingers crossed this one, though, is a little bit more chilled and it's much more comfortable, like what it was on Tuesday night, and it's a straightforward 3 points. But it never is straightforward with Bradford City. So make sure you drop a like on today's video, subscribe if you are new as well, and let's get into it. So if we start out then with the current Sky Bet League 2 table, my team Bradford City, we currently sit 8th in the table. After 29 games, we've got 13 wins at 9 draws, 7 defeats, 37 goals scored, 28 goals conceded, leaving us on a positive 9 goal difference and 48 points. That positive 9 goal difference is actually the worst in the top 8. But as of right now, we are only at 4 points off of third spot with 2 games in hand on third spot. But obviously Northampton are also on 52 points and they have a game in hand on Carlisle. Our last couple of games then being a win, a draw, and a draw. Them last couple of games then being a 2-0 win at home to Tranmere Rovers, a 3-2 win away at Stevenage. Thank you so much for the support on that vlog. It's on well over 5,000 views right now, nearly 200 likes as well, so thank you very much for the support on that. We also had a 1-1 draw at home to Mansfield Town, a 0-0 draw away at Stockport, and then just before that we had a 0-0 draw away at AFC Wimbledon. That then compared though to Barrow AFC, they're currently sat 14th in the Sky Bet League 2 table. After 31 games, they've got 12 wins at 5 draws, 14 defeats, 34 goals scored, 40 goals conceded, leaving them on a -6 goal difference and 41 points. The last couple of games then have been a loss, a draw, a loss, and a loss. So really, really poor form for Barrow at this moment in time. I think in terms of the form table from the last 6 or 7 games, I think the second bottom, only Rochdale are on worse form than Barrow over the last 6 or 7 matches. They really are in free fall at this moment in time. Considering at the start of the season, they were right up there looking like they were challenging for the top 3. They really have fallen off. But Barrow's last couple of matches then been a 1-0 defeat away at Doncaster Rovers, a 1-0 defeat at home to Newport County, a 1-1 draw away at Colchester United, a 5-1 defeat away at Carlisle, and they also recently had a 2-0 defeat at home to Northampton Town. So goal scoring seems to be very much an issue for them so far. They've only scored 3 goals or more on one occasion in a long time, to be honest with you. Since the 19th of November, the only other time that they've scored 3 goals was on the 7th of January when they beat Mansfield Town 3-2 away from home. So they do struggle for goals. Obviously, they did sign Jake Young from Bradford City on loan on some point in the January transfer window. It was actually just before the game away at AFC Wimbledon, and I think he's barely struggled to get on the pitch so far. So not a great spell for Jake Young out on loan with Barrow. Now we're going to get into the team though that I would go with if I was Mark Hughes. So I would then line up in a 4-diamond-2 formation. It's obviously been the formation we've been playing over the last 7 or 8 matches. The last 2 specifically, we've been playing it for 75 minutes when we've been controlling the game. Liam Ridehouse then comes off, Gilead goes to left wing back, Kieran Kelly comes on, and we comfortably see the game out. But I'd obviously go Harry Lewis in goal. He literally had nothing to do on Tuesday night. 0 shots on target from Tranmere, 0 corners. It was a pretty comfortable night. He's probably not going to have much more of a comfortable night than what he did have on Tuesday night, but we've seen over his time so far at Bradford City, he's an absolutely unbelievable goalkeeper, and we're so glad that he is on our team. Into the back 4 then, at right back I'll go with Brad Halliday. Now I actually saw him get a lot of praise on social media on Tuesday night, but I actually thought it was one of Halliday's not better performances over the last couple of matches, to be honest with you. I don't think he was great on Tuesday night, while at the same time I think he struggled at times with being kind of isolated and being alone on that right side. Still think for me personally, he's our best right back, so I want to see him start at right back. Into the 2 centre backs then, this might cause a little bit of debate. Firstly, I would go with Sam Stubbs. I think he's been brilliant since coming in from Exeter City. Obviously started the last 2 matches, there were concerns from Exeter fans about his fitness, but he's even said himself in the majority of time when he was with Exeter, he was fit, he just wasn't being picked, which seems absolutely crazy to me. He's been absolutely unbelievable. The only real thing that we've seen that I'd say is a negative is he's really, really slow, and I mean really slow. We need someone next to him who has got that pace. But for me personally, I think as a right-sided centre-half, he could do really well. He's been playing obviously on that left side over the last couple of matches, but for me personally, I want to see him start on the right side. On the left side, I would go with Kieran Kelly. Now, I am picking this team based on the fact I don't think Romney Critchlow will be available for selection for this one. Now, in the first half of the season, whenever Critchlow wasn't available and you're having to pick either Songa or Adesina, there was a significant drop-off, but now we've got 4 real good quality centre-halves. And what we've seen of Stubbs and Kelly, they look like brilliant signings. And for me personally, I think Kelly deserves a chance. He's been very, very good in the last 2 games that he's come on off the bench for the final 15 minutes. Is he fit enough to start the game? That is my only concern. Obviously, he's not really played too much football over the last couple of months because he's come in from the League of Ireland and their schedule is slightly different to the league structure over in England, but he's shown some real composure on the ball. He's got a brilliant first touch as well. Looks like a good passer of the football. So for me personally, I like to see Stubbs and Kelly as a centre-half partnership. If you are interested in going the extra mile to support the channel, then feel free to become a member and unlock members-only videos, receive early access to videos, you get a shout-out in every video. Also, you'll be able to access exclusive member badges and emotes as well as other exclusive content. Prices start from as little as 99p. Thank you very much for your support. But if it is to be Platt and Stubbs again, I don't hate that. If Critchlow comes back in, again, I don't hate that. Whichever 4 that you do pick, I think, you know, they've all been brilliant from what they have shown so far this season. Just for me personally, I think Platt is dipped below his levels over the last couple of matches. It might be harsh to drop him, obviously, against his former club, but for me personally, I like to see Stubbs and Kelly. A left back, I would obviously go with Liam Rideout. Still, I still don't think will be available for this one. He might be available for next week, which is obviously good positive news for us. It's a big one. Doncaster away next week. Emmanuel Sidibe might be back for that one as well. But Rideout for me was okay on Tuesday night. Obviously gets the assist for the first goal. I just think he's a little bit slow at times. And you can see, obviously, he's got good experience. But I think when Bowler comes back and he's fit and available for selection, I think Bowler will be the starting left back, certainly in my opinion. Into the 4 midfielders then. At the base of the diamond, it's got to be Adam Clayton. He has been unbelievable. Got man of the match on Tuesday night. It was between him or Jamie Walker for me. I thought it was another brilliant performance from Adam Clayton. For me personally, I think he's everything we thought we were going to get with Richie Smallwood. He just seems to do everything that little bit better. Now, I don't think Smallwood has played in that role all too often, and when he has played in that role, he has looked really good, but Clayton for me has been absolutely brilliant, so he's got to start in that holding midfield role. On the right side of midfield, I would go with Alex Gilliard. Again, I don't think it was his greatest performance on Tuesday night, but I don't really think many players played that particularly well, to be honest with you. I think with his energy, his composure on the ball, I think he's got to start on that right side. Then the left side of midfield, I would go with Ryan East. Now, again, I don't think Smallwood played bad whatsoever on Tuesday night. I just think we were a little bit vulnerable on our left side because Smallwood and Rideout, they're not the quickest, so we did get a little bit overran on that side, in my opinion. If you come against someone who's got a good attacking right-sided fullback, like what Barrow do, I do think we could get caught out with that, so I think you bring East in for his energy. More than likely, it will be Smallwood, and I don't hate that. I just think for the sake of balance, obviously, East being left-footed, I just think East suits that role a little bit more, because I think Smallwood's more of a ball-winning midfielder at the base of the midfield, but I think he more than likely will stick with Richie Smallwood. In that number 10 position then, I would obviously go with Jamie Walker. I think it was his best performance of the season on Tuesday night. He was absolutely everywhere, creating chances. He's got his goal as well, 2-2 for the bagpipe Messi, and he's been absolutely brilliant in the games that he has played so far this season, especially the last 2. More particularly though on Tuesday night, I think he was absolutely fantastic. Into the 2 strikers then, firstly, obviously, Andy Cook. 19 goals now in all competitions for the big man. He's on absolute fire. It was a little bit of a jammy, scrappy goal, but they all count at the end of the day. It's another goal for Andy Cook. I think his all-round play was actually very nice as well. He had some, good touches, link-up play and all that sort of stuff, which is not Andy Cook's forte to say something like that, but I think he actually had quite a good performance on Tuesday night. Obviously, parting him won't be Matt Derbyshire. It looks like he's done something to his thigh. He pulled up and had to come off in that first half, so hopefully that is not a long-term injury for him, because he looks quite decent over the last 2 matches. So for me personally, I'd partner Andy Cook with Dara Costello. I think you've got to give him another opportunity, in my opinion. He's played 2 games so far against Wimbledon and Stockport. Granted, he looked really poor in both of them games. Looked a yard or 2 off the pace and has struggled to find himself in the matchday squad over the last couple of matches, but obviously with Derbyshire dropping out, you either go with Issa or Costello. For me, I don't think you go with Cook and Oliver. Don't think that would really work. Issa, again, not really looked on it over the last couple of matches. So I'd like to see Costello get another opportunity. And if he's poor in this one, then maybe it's time to just forget about him. Which might be harsh to say, but we've not got the time at this point in the season to be waiting for young players to be coming in on loan to, take 5 or 6 games to get up to speed. We simply don't have the time when we're in a promotion battle. So maybe this wasn't the right move for him, but I'd like to see him get another opportunity in this one. Although, again, more than unlikely, probably will go with Aloisa. On the bench then for me, that I'd leave Colin Doyle, Matty Platt, Richie Smallwood, Scott Banks, who we've still not seen the return of. He's been out for a number of months now, and he's been back fit for a number of weeks, but Hughes just doesn't seem to pick him, not even as an option on the bench. Also on the bench then would be Thierry Nevers, Aloisa, and Verden Oliver, which means the players who would miss out then would be Heath Richardson, Luke Hendry, Oscar Threlkeld, Timmy Odesina, Romany Critchlow, Talaji Bowler, Emmanuel Osadibe, Harry Chapman, Dion Pereira, and Matt Derbyshire. Now then, we're going to get into my Game Week 30 League 2 score predictions. Starting out then with the 2 PM kickoff between Northampton Town and Grimsby Town. I'm going to go with a 2-1 home win for the Cobblers. AFC Wimbledon versus Hartlepool United. I'm going to go with a 1-0 home win for the Dons. Bradford City versus Barrow AFC. It simply depends which Bradford City side is going to show up. I'm going to go with Bradford City 3, Barrow 0. Carlisle United versus Colchester United. Carlisle being on a really shaky run of form at this moment in time. Colchester a decent side. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Harrogate Town versus Crewe Alexandria. Obviously Harrogate getting a good point in midweek away at Salford, so I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw in that one. Leyton Orient versus Crawley Town. I think it'll be a comfortable 2-0 home win for Orient in that one. Rochdale AFC versus Gillingham FC. I think this is Rochdale at bottom of the form table, Gillingham are top, so we all know what that means. I'm going to go with a 1-0 home win for the Dale in that one. Salford City versus Swindon Town. I'm going to go with a 2-1 home win for the Ammies. Stockport County versus Stevenage FC. I'm going to go with a high scoring 3-2 home win for Stockport. Sutton United versus Doncaster Rovers. Both teams on some good form at this moment in time. I think Doncaster have won their last 3. Sutton have picked up some good points over the last couple of games, so I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win for Doncaster in that one. Tranmere Rovers versus Mansfield Town. I think it'll be a comfortable 2-0 away win for Mansfield. And finally, Walsall FC versus Newport County. Obviously, the return of Michael Flynn against his former side. I'm going to go with a 2-0 home win for Walsall in that one. But that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 70 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be absolutely class. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Don't forget as well to get your score predictions and what your starting 11 would be for this one down in the comment section down below. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Have a great rest of your day, and I shall see you all very soon for another one. Peace.